2, 3.
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a very highly requested video. Today we're going to be using my very favorite planner. This planner I got from, I want to say TJ Maxx, and it's your typical, has like the little tabs here, has the, I'll just flip to December. I haven't filled it out yet for December, we're really behind. So it has this spread here where you put your goals, dates to remember, all that fun stuff. And then you can, there's also a little quote here. Oops, I skipped a page. There's also a monthly spread that you can use as well, which we're gonna be using today. And another thing we're gonna be using is, of course, the iPad. Try to keep all of my work stuff separate from my social media stuff and all that stuff separate from my like 9 to 5 work stuff. So we got the planner, we got the iPad. We're also going to be using a whole bunch of pens, a whole bunch of different colors. I've been color coding since I wanna say high school. Started out with flashcards, transitioned into college with like one-sided cheat sheets, which turned into double-sided cheat sheets, and I would just categorize each section by color. So that way I knew in my head, okay, if I was looking for a certain answer, it would be in like that color section. So it's always helped me study. I'm not in college anymore, I graduated, but I'm taking the organization skills that I learned in college and transferring them over to my 9 to 5. Now that I've kind of showed you guys what we're gonna be using, let's get to it. Brief commercial break to just remind everybody, if you want to connect on social media, I'll put my Instagram here. We can also connect on Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook. Everything's linked down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm getting close to my December goal. I know we're only about halfway through the month, but I'm just gonna put it out there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps my channel. Now let's get to organization. You guys just saw a super speed round of how I kind of map out December on the first page of the planner. So I have my goals, then things to do here, also kind of goals, but these I really want to stick to. And then birthdays, other important dates, but I also highlight the dates here. Birthdays are in one color, and then bills are highlighted here as well. And what else do I have on here? Oh, I just did like Christmas and New Year's in like a teal color because those are my days off. I have everything in different colors because they mean different things. So the stuff in blue is kind of like, okay, that's gonna take me the entire month. The stuff in purple is like, okay, I really need to focus on these things. I made a commitment to myself, I'm going to do them. And then birthdays are birthdays. I'll also write them in the weekly spread as well. I write 99.99999% of the time with the Pilot G2s. I love this color combination of colors. It's just so fun. And these are the G2 07s. So you can see they come in all sorts of funky colors. I have like every color under the sun. I have a problem with pens, but I've always loved having like an abundance of pens. I've had them since high school, and then I kind of just carried through. I haven't bought pens in a while though, because everything's on the computer when I work and I don't have to really write anything down. So that's kind of depressing, but I always like to have the physical copy in front of me as well. And then those can be found basically anywhere. Target, Amazon, I'm sure Walmart, Staples. And then I have these highlighters. They're really nice because they have like the thick side, and then there's also like a little thin side. I have these, I think, for Christmas. So I really don't know where they're from. I can find similar ones. I'll link them down below. You know, everybody has a little bit of a different like planning and organizing strategy. So hopefully some of these tips help. Let's get into the actual month spread. So I don't really do much here because I feel like I never look at this. I feel like it's just a waste of space for me, and I'm never sitting here staring at the whole month view. Look at the week by week view. And whether that's a blessing or a curse, I don't know, but that's just how I work. I know kind of like my schedule day by day. Things change here and there, but for the most part, like I have dance every Monday. That's like a non-negotiable. I have dance every Friday. That's also non-negotiable. Then I fill in my work schedule. So I know I don't have any PTO in this week that we're planning for. So I'm working every single day, 8:30 to 5. That's like a given. From there, once I have everything that I know is 100% set in stone, I'll go day by day and see, okay, is there anything else that's changed? Am I going out anywhere with anybody? Am I going shopping for anybody? Do I have any like appointments or meetings? So I kind of go by what I know is going to happen, then I go trickle down to what might happen, and then any extra time that I have or that I see that I have, I plan just like stuff for me or whoever. So I'm gonna take you guys through kind of quick what my week's gonna look like, then we'll come back here. So as you guys saw in the other clip, I pulled out a whole bunch of other different color pens. Not really a whole bunch, like 3 or 4. But this is basically what my week will end up being structured like. So this column here is always for work. And then this column here is what I have going on. It's also sometimes used for meal prep. As you can see, I kind of have my breakfast, lunch, and dinner planned out for this day. Mondays are very, very, very busy for me. So I kind of like to plan them out ahead of time. Basically how I do it, I always schedule out my lunch breaks because I am a big advocate of taking your lunch. And I never clap when I say things, but it's such a big thing, especially working from home. You need that time to step away and to decompress and to actually eat. Because if you're like me and you work in front of the computer all day, you may forget to eat or you may end up snacking all day. I've done both. That's how I plan basically work and what's going on around my 9 to 5 schedule. Like I said, I like having a physical planner because it's just so cute and so small. It sits right on the desk. It doesn't really get in the way. So I just did like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That page will sit there, and then I'll probably really plan out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, since that's about like a week out when I'm filming this. I'll plan that probably like Saturday, Sunday. Can't really think that far ahead when I have so much going on in like the last day of this week, beginning of next week. Definitely my top tips would be color coding and time batching. Time batching is a big one. I don't mean like planning out your day down to the second, but if you know that you have a half-hour meeting, lunch is an hour, 3 different assignments, but those assignments might take you 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I don't know, like 45 minutes, let's say. Plan your day so that way you can fit it all in. You're not rushing at the last second to get everything done before your due dates. That's definitely something that I learned probably back in college, was to try to figure out how long certain things take to get done. And then if it ends up taking more time, you can adjust it. If it ends up taking less time, you can start something else and then be done with your day a little earlier. Definitely time batch, but don't get like too hard on yourself if you don't finish something at a certain point. Just adjust. It's all a learning curve, it's a learning process. Definitely useful if you're like me and you like to see how productive you could possibly be in one day. Time batching, color coordinating, and also grouping helps. That would be like my third tip, would be to group. Let's say you're an IT student like I was. If you have to do code and then you have to write a paper, let's say, for, I don't know, your English class. So you have to do a coding project, then you have to write a paper, but then you have to make a study guide. And let's say you have to take notes on a chapter, but you know that everything else aside from the coding is on the computer and it's in like Microsoft Word. Do everything that's in Microsoft Word first and then move on to Java or C# or whatever you're coding in, it's HTML or whatever. That way you're not bouncing from like Word to handwriting to coding to whatever it is that you need to get done. So definitely do that. And that's basically it as far as like the planner and visuals go. But I know a lot of people use their iPad to take notes. And I've been finding also with work and going to meetings and things like that, taking notes on the iPad is definitely really cool. Definitely enhances the, I guess, productivity of the meeting. I don't leave a meeting wondering, oh, like, what did I just listen to? so it helps me remember. I'll take you guys through some of the apps that I have on here, and I also plan a lot of my social media content on here. I don't plan it in the physical planner. I just never have. I figured if I have something like, you know, the electronics and social media is all electronic, might as well plan it on here. So the very first app that I have fallen in love with for productivity and kind of just keeping myself organized has been, believe it or not, GoodNotes. I was very hesitant to use GoodNotes at first because I am your typical notebook and pen type of gal when it comes to note taking and just planning things out. I really grew to like GoodNotes when I started creating notebooks and taking an outline and breaking it down into different parts. So I started doing that. I'll kind of just show you guys. I've gone over this before, but when I plan my YouTube videos, it's broken down by video and then subcategories for each video, kind of like what I'm going to talk about, main talking points. I actually do it for all of my videos. Kind of just keeps me like accountable, because I know if I forget like a certain point, then I'm gonna be mad at myself. So I really like the whole idea of chunking things, I guess we can say. There's definitely different methods that you can use or different words for it, but that's what I call it, so we'll just go with that. I kind of picked up on this from watching other YouTubers do it, and I always thought everybody just like made their YouTube videos and that was that. I know with vlogs it's a little bit different, but planning out the videos has been probably the best thing that has happened to my channel. I actually see like a difference between the videos that I didn't plan versus the videos that I did plan, but now I see like the structure and everything like that. So one of the ways that I really organize my videos is color coding them. So the titles, as you can see, let's just go to like my November favorites video. The titles are in one color, and then everything I talk about is gonna be in another color. But then I have my favorites categorized by category. So you see kind of like where that's going. And then if I really want to highlight stuff, I'll put it in a different color. So I really try not to use like 19 to 20 different colors. I try to stick to 3. So I would encourage anybody and everybody that is trying to get organized to definitely color code. It's definitely helped me. It's still something that I do 3-4 years later. Definitely give it a shot. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So most important stuff goes in one color, titles go in another color, talking points go in another color. So it's kind of just like, when I look at it, I know I'm not overwhelmed. In college, when I had to make a study sheet and everything was just in one color, I never knew where to look. And when your test is timed, that's a problem. So that's when I really started, I guess, color coding and making titles one color, subjects another color, and then like the body a different color. So that's really helped me. As you can see, it's carried through till now. That's really it. As far as like stuff on here goes, I just kind of write as I think of things. Definitely, I would say creating notebooks is also a good way to keep yourself organized. Or if you create different folders for different things, don't just have all your documents like spread across all your devices. Definitely categorize things so that way you know where things are. Also keeping a schedule. GoodNotes has all different types of templates, I guess we can call them. I like the squared blank pages. I tried to use the calendar, but it just, I don't know. I don't think, oh, let me go check my calendar in GoodNotes 5. I think, let me just go check my calendar. I tend to just list the dates, like I'll show you guys here. This is a little sloppy, but see how I have the dates and then I have the title of each video that I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, gonna stick to for the most part. But yeah, that's really it as far as organization on there. As you guys saw in my like what's on my iPad video, I do have like all my apps organized by type. That kind of keeps things at bay also. But I would say the majority of my organization and planning stems from GoodNotes. So I don't really use anything else. There are other apps out there like Asana, Trello. On my computer, I use Todoist. That's a good one. It's kind of just like a task list. You can put due dates, you can see like your inbox, which is everything. You can pre-plan, you can have projects in there. It's also project management. I find that Todoist is probably my personal favorite. I have used Asana. I haven't looked at Trello, but since I found Todoist, I'm not really gonna look anywhere else. I'll just use Todoist. I don't really plan everything on my computer. It's mainly in my planner and on the iPad. Those are the two things that I use the most, and they kind of just sit on my desk with me. I typically will plan my week the week before or the weekend of the coming week, so Saturday and Sunday. I tend to do this either in the morning, like when I'm having my coffee, or at night, you know, like a couple of days before. If I'm just like winding down, I'll do it real quick. It really doesn't take very long. It takes me probably max like 10 to 15 minutes to really just adhere and plan, because with working from home, my day basically looks the same for the most part. I get up every day at 5:30. I usually have a 6:30 or a 7 o'clock Orange Theory class, unless it's Wednesday. or Thursday. So I get up, I go to Orange Theory, then I have work all day. So that's, you know, it's 8 hours, 8.5 hours right there. I always take my lunch break at like 12 or 12:30. And then at night, I only have dance on Monday and Friday. So those are the 2 days that I know, okay, like I have to be at the studio. And then Saturday morning, I also have to be at the studio. So then the rest of my week is kind of like up in the air. I have Bible study, I work out with my friend Morgan, and I kind of just, yeah, do whatever, you know, whatever I have time for. So once I figure out how my week's gonna look, then I start to plan in like my free time things. So I'll work on like side jobs, so side projects for websites or for my personal website, or I'll plan like going out with my friends or doing stuff with my family, things like that. So it's all about seeing like your big chunks of time and then where you can fit in your little things. So balancing it all can get a little tricky, but I think that's when I really learned how to plan. I knew if I time batched everything and figured out how much time certain things take, then it would be a lot easier. I would be able to actually like have time for everything. Balancing work, social media, YouTube, side job, dance, working out, all these different things, it's hard to balance it all. So that's why I like having the planner, the iPad. I think the hardest part and the most time consuming part is finding a strategy that works for you. Just because the strategy has worked for me doesn't necessarily mean it might work for you and your lifestyle. So it's kind of just learning, taking ideas from other people and figuring out how can I implement them back into my life. That's what I've done. I've taken all different tips and tricks from all different people and kind of just figured out, okay, this is what works for me. Let me just stick with this. And that's how I've stayed this organized for so long. Things do get chaotic. Don't think I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm organized 24/7, 365 days a year. Like no, things do get chaotic, but this definitely helps me stay accountable to myself and my schedules and work. And fingers crossed, I usually don't miss a deadline. But if I ever do, it's just because like something dumb, like I didn't check or I didn't write it down or I missed it in the meeting or something. So between organizing my social life and working out and work and due dates and side hustle, and I also have like bills and people's birthdays and holidays and things like that to schedule. So I figured I could show you guys also if you're interested in looking at like monthly spread. I know I said I don't use it very often, but when I do, this is how I organize it. So let's do that. So that took all of what, like 5 minutes, which is really nice. So I crossed off, because it's December and I want to be Christmassy, I crossed off the days that I already passed. And there we are for today. And then I just kind of plan the weekend. Anything that's the same is in the same color. So I have my workouts, Orange Theory, Christmas Eve service, Bible study, dance, whether it's canceled or not. So I actually have to cross off dance on the 28th. Because I don't have it, it's canceled because of Christmas and New Year's. That's what we look at here. Obviously, I'm not gonna put every day that I have a meeting because I have a meeting every day for work. But these are just like little extracurricular things, sort of like hashtag my personal life type of thing. I know my handwriting is like super, super neat. I try to keep it that way so I can read it because I have a lot going on. Now you guys have seen how, I guess the magic happens, how I keep myself organized and up to date on everything. Not anything crazy. I try to keep it as realistic and doable as possible because it just shows that literally anybody can do it. There's no crazy algorithm. There's no like hours upon hours of planning. So as long as you do a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit there, you don't really notice how much time you're putting into it. And the little steps along the way lead to bigger steps. And then those steps keep you organized in the long run. So this is how we stay organized. I'm actually gonna flip it to my weekly spread because, you know, like I said before, this is more helpful to me. So now I'm gonna keep this on this view because I like this view so much better. If you guys want to see any other like more specific how I plan my content, how I plan my videos, how I plan my meals, because I don't necessarily meal prep, but I know what I'm gonna eat. if that makes sense. Because I'm home, I don't really feel the need to meal prep. How I plan my workouts, I can do a whole bunch of, I can do like a whole series on them, but if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have a great day. Happy December. We're halfway through, which means literally 3 weeks left of the year. So let's make the most of it. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell too, so that way you never miss a video. You guys know the drill by now. I post every Tuesday and Thursday. It's either at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock, either one. I will always post on Instagram if there's a delay, or if a video is going up early, or if it's going up late. So definitely check there as well. Like I said, I'll put my little Instagram here one more time so you guys can see it. And I'll talk to you guys soon.